You know, I never thought I'd agree with my father, but now I'm starting to remember about how he used to go on about you nurture them, and then you raise them, and you teach them the best that you can, and then all they do is break your hearts. I always assumed that his experience was just tainted by me.
What are you talking about?
Well, she started off all sweet and innocent to begin with, and now she's hell-bent on domination of the galaxy.
What? How old is she?
A few hours. Listen to me, young lady. There will be no leading of these ships and armies on a mass murdering crusade. Or else. It was worth a try. Oh, she's been genetically altered. She'll be a fully grown figurehead in a day or so. If she takes after her mother, she'll have a pretty good figure, too.
This is bad.
You're telling me Origin's about to become a lot more appealing to the males of this galaxy. I always thought that if I had a daughter, that I'd name her after my mother. She was a very strong woman. Her name was Adria.
I like that. Adria.
She wanted me to give her a name.
And?
Adria told her it was my mother's.
Not.
Stepmother, witch of a woman.
Yeah, the more I get to know you, the more I'm starting to understand.
Huh?
Nothing.
Well, you can't cram for a psychiatric evaluation.
That's what they want you to think. It's a battle of wits. My mind against theirs. They'll try and confuse me with their trick questions, but I already have the correct answers.
There are no correct answers.
Vala, I'm Dr. Hutchinson. Oh, have a seat.
For instance, when they ask me, what do you consider your biggest flaw?
No, they won't ask that question.
My answer will be that I feel I am too much of a perfectionist. You see, I put a positive spin on a negative.
Yes, that was very transparent.
How are you feeling?
Very well. Very well. Well, you know, all things considered. I mean, you'd assume I'd be a prime candidate for acculturation difficulty, enduring feelings of displacement and alienation, perhaps even a little paranoid ideation. Question 2. You are in the desert. You see a tortoise lying on his back in the hot sun. You recognize his plight, but do nothing to help. Why? Why? Because you are also a tortoise. But the truth is, I was able to adopt an abstract attitude which allowed me to release some of my repressed feelings, ultimately providing me with a cathartic actualization. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Are you familiar with ink blot tests? Okay, I'm going to show you a series of images, and I just want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Courage. I have a feeling that Dr. Hutchison is somewhat troubled. In fact, I think he may be suffering from Klinefelter's syndrome, though you didn't hear it from me. Respect.
You look at this ink blot, and the first thing that pops into your head is respect.
Yes, respect.
But I'm going to need you to be completely honest and spontaneous with your answers. Do you understand?
Of course. I'm sorry. Kindness.
The only thing Dr. Hutchison is suffering from is the headache you gave him. I suggest you stop playing games and start taking this evaluation very seriously.
I thought I was.
Let's call that delusional memory.
Do you really think these will hold me?
Well, those aren't restraints. We're hooking you up to a polygraph. It's also known as a lie detector. It measures certain variables like blood pressure and heart rate to determine whether you're being truthful or not.
Oh, I see.
Have you ever stolen anything?
No. That depends on how you define stolen.
You're looking very nice today.
Oh, thank you. You're looking rather dashing yourself.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, nice. I mean, not objectionable.
Seems to be a problem in the gate room, sir.
I never liked you, and I know you can hear me. Dial the gate now. Dial the gate. Don't make me come in there. You stop it.
What's going on?
I wouldn't miss this for the world. The number of times I tried to get here.
Only 2 of those times were my fault. As my first official act, I'd like to report a rather disagreeable little man.
That would be me.
Mr. Woolsey's offer was part of the test. We wanted to make sure we could trust you.
I knew that, but were his sexual advances part of the test?
What? That's... General, I can assure you.
Well, I would have even considered playing along, but some of his requests were, well, a little unusual, even for me.
General, I would never. General, wait. General, wait.
I thought we imposed a moratorium on cultural references I wouldn't understand.
So excited, he was up all night.
Be like putting together a St. Bernard and a Chihuahua.
And the problem with that would be...
Well, obviously, it's a question of, I see. You're, mocking me, aren't you?
What? No, I'm not from Earth. I honestly didn't get the reference.
Oh, well, they're both dogs.
McKay.
You may need me.
Colonel Carter said as much.
Ooh, we weren't gonna tell him that.
Where's Vala?
Oh, this way.
Wow, Daniel. No wonder you've been obsessing about coming here. This place must be full of so many wonderful souvenirs.
How much of the city have you been able to explore?
Just over half now.
No.
Did you get the spelling right?
Well, that's the problem with ancient languages. I mean, the pronunciation can change within a hand.
Do we have to go in there straight away? Can we do some sightseeing first?
Maybe later. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. We're looking for a couple of planets in the Milky Way.
Vala.
What? What can it hurt to ask?
Praxlarush Tearnas was one of the earliest Lantian cities. It was abandoned when the inhabitants learned their sun was nearing the end of its life.
Yes, thank you. I know I've been there. Okay, show me the order.
How's that useful? You're gonna join up all the dots and draw a pretty picture.
I'm just getting my bearings. You're gonna have to get used to the fact this is probably gonna take a while.
The way you approach things, it could take the rest of our lives.
I'm sorry, but we're not gonna find the location of this thing by looking under W for weapon.
P for planet, then? I'm just saying, ask the question.
Doctor, we already tried. It'd be a complete waste of time.
It would take all of 11 seconds.
Hello. We're looking for the names of 2 planets, known on Earth in ancient times in the dialect of Old English as Castiana and Sahal. Satisfied?
Teoth Praxlarush and Vala's core.
Now I'm satisfied. See, Daniel? Doesn't hurt to ask. How do I look?
Turn around. Yeah, you look great.
A little more enthusiasm from you next time. Thank you. What?
That.
This is my first real mission through the gate, and I'm the only one who knows the terrain.
And try not to get us killed.
You think that Merlin or Mirden or whatever his name was came back to Atlantis at some stage and hid these names here as clues for us to find?
No.
No.
You have your answer, Daniel Jackson. I suggest you act on it.
See? Her demeanor completely changed. She looked directly at Daniel. It was really creepy.
Well, it's a ring platform. Somewhat hidden, but it's a back door, if you will.
Okay, but it doesn't do us much good if we can't activate it.
Leave that to me.
Hang on! Hang on! Where's she going?
I don't know.
Maybe she'll just get a slap on the wrist. Or be forced to write, "I will not interfere in the affairs of humans again," 10,000 times.
Yeah, I doubt that.
What the hell are you doing?
I alerted a Jafar patrol to our presence.
Obviously. Do you mind if I ask why?
So they'd sound the alarm and send reinforcements.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. Hey, how come I didn't think of that?
My dear Colonel, where do you think the reinforcements will come from? You can thank me later, by the way.
No improvising this time. You stick to the plan.
Despite the fact that my improvisations have been extremely useful in the past.
That's your entry point.
General, somebody give me some good news.
Sorry, sir. I still don't have anything useful.
I didn't even make it to first base.
Where's Colonel Carter?
Hello, Darby, all right.
Please, Mother. It is blasphemous for an unbeliever to speak those words.
No, really. You're starting to make sense to me now. I'm really coming around. Hallowed are the Ori. You couldn't have waited until she'd finished healing me?
Well, she was distracted.
So, when do I get one of these SG1 badges?
You don't. You're not a member of SG1. You're a probationary member of Stargate Command and will be subject to some very intense scrutiny for the next few months.
Oh.
Don't screw up. And welcome aboard.
See, I still think it's cause for celebration, so I say we go out, have lunch, and I'll pay.
Pay with what exactly?
Well, Daniel will cover me until I get my share of the loot.
Loot?
Yeah, from all the treasures we're gonna bring back from our off-world travels. What, I have to wait until I'm off probation before I can start collecting?